the value of Phillip Rivers with the San Diego Chargers and how important that is to the Broncos' rivalry with the Chargers. Now, there is growing speculation, and maybe it's being tempered a little bit, that Rivers could end up going to the Tennessee Titans, who have the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. They could go after Marcus Mariota. Mariota could end up in San Diego. So my question is, how plausible do you see this scenario? And if it does happen, is the Broncos' rivalry with the Chargers going to get rekindled with a fresh new quarterback, or is it just going to kind of die?
Well, when I read the piece, I thought, he's right. The Chargers were never the Broncos' rivalry. The Raiders were always the rivalry, and then John Madden went away, and then the Raiders became so awful, and Davis died. And the Broncos really don't have Chiefs and
no, but
Chiefs.
hold on. Let's be pragmatic about this. As long
Why?
as San Diego has Phillip Rivers, they're a threat in the AFC West. If they have a rookie quarterback, they're not, especially a guy who a lot of people don't think can play in the NFL, or at least play NFL-style quarterback. They're not a threat. And the Broncos would be thrilled if Phillip Rivers left this division.
Sure, but we're talking about, I think he was talking about the fans and everything else, and even the players. But do you think Rex Ryan leaving the Jets and going to Buffalo, the Jets and the Patriots have a rivalry anymore? I don't think so. I mean, I think the Jets now are just Rex Ryan fueled that all the time.
It's not as ratcheted up. Yeah.
Phillip Rivers and his, even as much as people hated Josh McDaniels, he got into it with Josh McDaniels. He got into it with Jake Cutler. They're all gone, but they're still, because you don't have a rivalry. That was Nebraska's statement always about Colorado. You're not a rival. You never beat us.
Right.
So, there's been a great, San Diego won here with Rivers like
Thursday night.
7 times.
And then Broncos would be thrilled to see him go on.
Oh, sure. And the Broncos would be thrilled if he wanted to come to the Broncos next year.
Sure.
And don't dismiss that totally, that the Broncos wouldn't want him. I mean, we've talked about it. Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, their possibilities to come here.
If John Elway feels he has a roster that is just a quarterback short of competing for a Super Bowl, he'll go out and try to get Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Drew Brees, etc.
Makes sense. Thanks, guys.
Dan.
Thanks.
Dan Petty,
always.
Digital Director of Sports for the Denver Post. Appreciate it. And that segment brought to you by John Elway Chevrolet, Colorado's #1 Chevrolet dealer.